Hi, good evening. This is Ms ADITI. Go with the flow. Welcome back to season 1, episode 9, with a very pretty lady who is such a warm person and actually very respectful towards people like us. A globetrotter whose experiences in food and luxury are shared in her blog, Lofty Spectrums, and now an acclaimed columnist writing regular columns for Indian Express on fashion trends, Deccan Herald on food and travel, and in I don't know how many magazines. I think I've lost count. She's none other than our very beautiful Ms Anuja Pandey. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome to Go With The Flow. In fact, this is going to be our last episode of the season 1 as we celebrate this month as our International Women's Day.
And Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much, Major Saab, for having me over. And I'm so honored and privileged to be a part of this lovely conversation, and so delighted to meet you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you very much. Deeply honored. In fact, I really had to be after her, and we were like exchanging dates that, when you're available. So you took out time, even when your parents, parents-in-law, your mother-in-law is here. And she's taken our time to be with us, share her life story, her journey. I couldn't have been more grateful. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you so much. So now my first ball of fire.
Oh, I'm ready.
Ma'am, Anuja, as we know, is a woman who loves to write and is quite well known fashionista today. And look at her, ladies. I mean, just imagine, me sitting right next to her. But believe you me, I think she looks so beautiful. But to begin with, I'd like to tell you, my viewers, basically, who is Anuja as a person, as a daughter, as a wife. Please also tell us about your family a little bit.
So, well, Anuja, you all know me well. What do I say? I think regardless of what I do, where I go, my first identity always remains that of a daughter to a very powerful, beautiful and wonderful woman, my mother. Somebody who's inculcated the value system so strongly in me, who always stands by me, helps me be strong. So yes, that's my first identity, and that is what Anuja Pandey is, how my mother has sculpted me. And what else should I tell you?
Ma'am, you have a beautiful smile, and I know, in fact, it's been...
Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder, and I'm really happy to be here today.
I think it's much more than that. It's much more than that. I think the kind of person that you are, you're so warm. And I think I kind of found myself just like her.
Yes, I know.
Because we just hit it off so well.
Yeah.
So well.
Amazing.
And you're so respectful to, I think, most of us. How do you do that?
It just naturally comes, because I feel if you are secure and if you respect yourself, it is just a manifestation of your respect towards yourself that comes out as respect for others, for every woman you know, for people around you. So, I mean, it comes naturally to me by God's grace.
Wonderful. Ma'am, your father was a bureaucrat and mother was is a poetess. Who has been your inspiration in your life?
Oh my God. That's a question that, of course, both have been very inspiring for me in their own ways, each in their own ways. But I always hold my mother always on top. She was a poetess. She taught me so many things, the wonderful value system. My dad has taught me the importance of discipline and time, because it's very important to be on time, to do your things on time. I'm equally inspired by both of them. Mama always, her sensitivity and her sensitive portrayal of things in her words. When she used to write in Kadambini, that's a Hindi literary magazine.
Yes.
And she was an educationist. So she's always been very inspiring as a person also. Wonderful. I've had a wonderful childhood by God's grace. Touch wood.
So you've actually taken best of both the...
I haven't.
No.
I am not at all disciplined.
Ask me, I'm a fan of your blogs. So
I
please.
love you. Thank you.
Wonderful, ma'am. So Lofty Spectrums is your baby. I mean, that's the name of the blog that ma'am runs. She's the founder director of Lofty Spectrums. So please tell us, ma'am, how this name come up. What is actually Lofty Spectrum and your journey with it till date. I'm sure many out here who are actually aiming to be good bloggers,
Yes.
they would like to know what it takes to be a good blogger. And first, what is Lofty Spectrums?
So, well, Lofty Spectrums is a venture that I and Lucky, that's Ashish, my brother, both of us started together. So we started it as a blog, and then he runs an event company and curates many events, especially
And he
into
sings so well.
music.
I'm
He's
going
an
to come back to
amazing
Ashish
singer.
later.
So yeah, Lofty Spectrums is the blog, and then we also have extended it to the curated lifestyle events. So we just thought of, like, I was anyways doing a lot of content, and I've been writing content for various brands before, and I just thought of being more relevant to today. So I was already also blogging my poetries. And that's when I realized that it's more important to be relevant, and lifestyle and fashion is something that somehow comes naturally.
True.
Because lifestyle blog is it's a part of you, how you've been brought up, and what is the sort of exposure you've had all your life. And then fashion, yes, Lucky, I'm not the fashionista though. Lucky was the one, he was always majorly into brands, and he was a model in Mumbai. And that's when we thought, let's start with the blog. And we started with a bang, because the content that I was already doing with these big brands, I mean, they were all, very happily, very welcoming, and they were like, you just get started with us. So all of a sudden, when we started, a lot of people were like, how come these guys are making waves, Yeah. How do you have in your kitty? I mean, as you start, you already have these brands. It's like you don't know what is the background. Like, I've been really working on it for past 5-7 years.
Nothing comes free. Yeah, nothing really. You have to put in a lot of blood.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was associated with Tanishq, and I was doing their content since it's been 7 years, odd 7 years. So naturally, when I began, I was the queen of hearts, and I was the face for Tanishq.
Yes, that is going to come right now. Wow.
And the name, Lofty is quaint. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but then my nickname is Softy. And Lucky, so we
Lucky
just
is your brother.
Lucky is my brother, and Lucky and Softy, with just both of us are brainstorming what should be the name. And here comes my kid.
Wow.
And simply he said, Mom, why don't you name it Lofty? So I was like, what Lofty? So it's like Lucky and Softy with lofty ideas you have.
And that was your daughter's idea?
Yeah.
Oh my
and
God.
that's it.
I hope she's watching this show. So that's how the Lofty name came, because I actually never knew, So that's such a beautiful name. Kudos to the little girl.
Yeah.
How old is she, ma'am? You said?
She's 12.
I have a 12-year-old.
Oh,
okay. Wow. They can be a handful.
Yes.
Wonderful, ma'am. So, ma'am, you've had many awards in your kitty.
Oh, no.
Let me also read out, ladies and gentlemen, and starting with being a winner of Times Fresh Face of the Campus, and you also were a Miss Delhi University, and now the fashion icon of Karnataka, awarded by KWAA, Spurti Vishwas.
Yes.
Very, very pretty woman, I must say. And to add more, the Smile Foundation as 1 in 7 Women Achievers. And you also got the Best Blogger Influencer Award of Bangalore by Clovely Wines of
No.
Ma'am, the list has not ended here.
Let's stop it here.
Queensland. And you also have been identified as top 3 bloggers in India by Bonus App, by FeedSpot, Indigo, Radio FM. Oh my God, does this list end here or
stop
not?
it.
For heavens, how on earth do you do this? What did you do to get all of this? Come on, give me some.
I swear I was so clueless when I began with this journey. I really had no idea that I would be able to get all of this, and this was definitely not on my mind. When you begin, you do something for your passion.
Yeah.
And everything else falls in place, and by God's grace, I'm so full of gratitude towards the people who've loved me and who've followed me and been there with me all that while, who stood by me. So I'm I'm really thankful to everyone. Thanks.
I still didn't get how did she get all of these awards. I want the secret recipe to it. It doesn't end there, in fact. Your recognition internationally by Ministry of Tourism Sri Lanka and recognition by Ministry of Tourism Malaysia. And what were these for, ma'am? And
So this
yeah.
was basically for promoting the fashion tourism in both the countries, and getting talking about their cuisine and their culture, promoting it. So yes, they were very delighted with my work, and they'd invited me, and it was amazing experience when they take you to the places. And
Yeah, next
get
time,
to-
next time, I'm definitely tagging along with you. I know she needs a
I would
security
love to.
officer.
I know you need a security officer. I don't need the security officer. I need my friend who's in an amazing company. You've been thoroughly enjoying each other's company.
No, lovely, ma'am. I think it takes quite a lot to be receiving those accolades, because I know how difficult it is. We are here in the month of International Women's Day. We are celebrating women. We are trying to understand how this can be done. So, ma'am, kudos to all of that you've done in your life. You've also traveled to Cannes. I mean, I do not know how rightly you would pronounce it. And to the New York Fashion Week. I'm definitely tagging along next time. I'll
Please,
keep my
you are
bags ready.
most
Trust me,
welcome.
I'm going to keep all the lovely clothes. So Anjum ma'am, everybody out there, Kiran ma'am, my gowns have to be ready.
By the way, Anjum and Kiran, everybody was a part of my journey when I
Oh,
went to New York
lovely.
Fashion Week. I had outfits from them and styling and everything. So yes,
Beautiful. Yeah,
they are
you look
beautiful.
lovely. Would you want to talk about your experience?
It was amazing, and I am so, as I said, I'm so
Yes.
happy to have most wonderful friends who were there, in every bit of my journey. And as you said, you're such an amazing person. You want to tag along, like my cousins were saying the same, like, oh my God, we want to come with you. So I would just totally love it if we could all do a girls trip and have some
Absolutely.
thorough fun.
Some memories of those weeks, ma'am. So those days.
Cannes was, I cannot, I mean, my voice still shakes when I think about it and talk about it. I still remember that day when I was holding that envelope, the invite envelope in my hand, and I opened it. And believe me, I couldn't believe it for a while. And then I was like, I just pushed it inside. And then again, I opened it. And I'm like, oh my God. And it was
Did I really get it?
Did I really? Are they at the wrong address? And then I was like, I mean, when I was there, it's so beautiful. The country is so beautiful, and we're staying right opposite the beach. And every morning you just step out, and more than anything else, to be an audience to such a big film festival and be a part of it. And on top of it, I must add, I was the first Indian influencer to walk the red carpet at Cannes Film Festival.
Well, awesome.
Oh my God.
That definitely is so deserving, ma'am. So wonderful. What a beautiful achievement. And that's exactly I wanted to tell the viewers, that she was the first Indian to walk that red carpet as a blogger. So heartiest congratulations on this achievement, ma'am. Kudos to everybody out there who was a part of your journey as well, preparing
Thank
you and
God,
selling
Lucky
you.
was with me, and both of us had such amazing time. And I remember that I met almost everybody. Kangna Ranaut was there, and we were just talking like as though we know each other. She was such a beautiful
Warm
person.
yeah.
And Deepika,
And she takes a stand for a lot of things.
yeah,
I mean,
I like her.
yeah.
Deepika was there, and many other the international celebs. People who you've grown up, watching them, John Travolta, and they were all there. And I was like, oh my God, where am I?
Oh my God.
Some good karmas.
we read your blog as well, ma'am. I mean, so in fact, the latest one that we went through was the Valentine tips that you were giving across to everybody how to celebrate. So what's coming up next on your page?
Women's Day.
Oh, outstanding, ma'am. You strongly believe in women empowerment.
Yes.
What is International Women's Day for you? You're a strong advocate of human rights, body positivity. You've been a panelist on gender sensitization as well. So what is International Women's Day for you?
I believe International Women's Day must be celebrated. In fact, I would want to question a lot of critics and skeptics out there who say that why you need a day to celebrate women, and probably you're celebrating your women every day. I'm not sure if it is true, but I feel that it marks a day, a moment when you're literally taking an effort, getting out of your comfort zone, celebrating women around you, women who are already empowered. Those empowered women are supposed to empower the rest of us women who are, probably we are lucky people who come from that circle and that circuit of life where we get all the support from our men, as our fathers,
Even our
brothers,
yes.
husbands, but not everybody is that lucky, and we definitely must make sure as emancipated women of today and privileged women that we literally think about a woman who probably might even be working.
Yes.
Even if she's working in a house.
Yes.
Even if she's a housemaid. Every person deserves dignity of labor. She needs to have a dignified life. If you cannot do any bit of thing, charity begins at home. You could at least talk well, be nice to people, make her feel good. Half of the world is suffering from, I don't know. Poverty is it is a disease, and it is a reason big enough to give you depression. Why can't we as women talk to them, make them feel better, listen to them, let them voice their opinions.
True.
So I feel it is very important to celebrate International Women's Day, because if you look around the data internationally, a lot of women are still suppressed. There is no hygienic conditions for them to live. Health and safety is not there. Safety, of course, so
that's
many
very
people
true.
suffer from abuse, and it's exploitation. We really need to work on it. And every time, each International Women's Day is a reminder to all of us, whether we walk on the stage, whether we go up and take up the trophy or not. It's a duty, it's a moral duty of every human being and individual to stand up for others who are weaker than you.
So coming to when she said that, why don't you go and tell your helpmates or housemaids, celebrate. I remember celebrating last year before the pandemic. I actually had like 4-5 of them. We all went to the Big Brewski, the social Sarjapur. We went there. It's right outside my house. And
kudos to
yes,
you,
I did,
Major.
ma'am. I
You
did.
are another very inspiring woman.
We went. We had good food. In fact, I want to share that more than me, I was having a great time. More than me, they were feeling embarrassed because they didn't know if they were okay to be sitting in social Sarjapur. So that was an ice-breaking session. And the other thing was, people sitting out there started looking at those girls, and that's where you need to realize that's not good.
That's not good.
That's not good.
You should not make people feel so awkward.
But that's okay. We had a great time. We were clicking pictures on the stairs and all of that. So yes, I completely agree with you.
You had a great time, and it must have given you a sense of sense of satisfaction that you did something for someone else.
Yes, it did, ma'am. It definitely did. So coming to a grooming consultant and image consultant for international beauty pageants of repute, talent partner for Femina, South Zone.
Yes.
You are, aren't you putting us all to shame? पहले इतने awards ले लिए, फिर उसके बाद आप Ministry of Tourism के पास भी चले जाते हो, फिर आप Cannes भी चले जाते हो, फिर New York Fashion भी कर लेते हो. मतलब क्या करोगे मैम इतना सारा करके? So many hats this woman is already wearing. Tell us, how did this happen? You are a blogger, you're an influencer, you're a fashionista, you're also a lovely wife, you're a beautiful mother. I remember what you just told me before the interview. What's your daughter's name?
Pari.
Pari, how did you say she should do the interview with the attitude? I wanted to tell the audience first before we go into this image consulting
So
thing.
yes, first of all, when I was just about to leave from home, and I told her that I'm going to see my friend Major Saab, and we are going to talk about certain things. So she's like, is this an interview? I was like, kind of. So she talks with her attitude. Okay, Mom, you are always laughing and smiling. I want you to have an attitude. I'm like, what is that? I'm not born with that attitude. So then, the first thing's like, raise your eyebrows. I raise. And then she's like, smile. I was like, okay. And then she's like, stop smiling. And pout. And I was like, what? Like, I cannot be.
I practice pouting a lot. I'm a pro at it, Pari. I can really tell you that. So, ma'am, this grooming consultancy and image consultancy for all these international pageants and now that you are a talent partner for Femina South Zone. How did this happen?
So, Femina South Zone happened twice. It was in 2016 and 2017 when I had partnered with them as talent search partner, and we did the initial screening for the contestants, and it was a marvelous experience. I, along with Prasad, we all did the job. It was amazing time.
Prasad did the part.
Yes, and in fact, Ragini
Divedi.
was also
Okay,
there.
okay.
Yeah, Ragini Divedi. So yeah, and the pageants, like the international pageants that I'm talking about. First of all, I'm not a certified image consultant.
Okay.
Although I'm a certified lifestyle coach. And the thing happened, there are a lot of pageants that invite you for being the jury or for being, in the grooming, as a grooming panelist. I am very picky and choosy about what I do, who I associate with, and where I go, because if I go there, I am an authentic and honest person. And if I'm standing there and I'm being the face for them, I would rather do it for somebody who's honest, who's not doing it for business, and something that's more meaningful, something that makes sense. If you're doing something to make the women feel better, emancipate them, fine, I'm there with you, but it has to be very authentic. So I'm not literally associated with a lot of pageants. It's very few. It's a handful, and I would always choose my
and
pageants.
I think you're with the best. So ma'am, coming to the certification part, तो मेरा एक छोटा सा इसमें एक personal view है. I mean, take it or leave it, and I hope you agree with it. When you become a homemaker, तो उसके लिए आप certification नहीं लेके आते कि मैं best homemaker हूँ. जब आप एक administrator बनते हैं तो उसके लिए एक certification शुरू में नहीं लेके आते, आप बाद में जाते हैं. I'm talking about the corporate world because everything comes with experience, and I think in your life as well. Can I help you? In your life as well, with the journey that you have had, and the kind of experiences that you've had, probably the circle that you live with.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. So
I think you're right. But the kind of experiences you've had, the exposure that you've had, makes exactly the person you are.
Okay.
And you don't need a certification. And what I feel is, I don't believe in image consultancy.
Okay.
Let my throat get back to normal. I have a lot to say. I don't mind. Let's just give us a second.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are also going to be cutting a small cake later at the end of the session. And I just wanted to thank Mamta ma'am that last night, overnight, I saw something really beautiful for this beautiful lady. So we're going to be presenting that as well, but it's all locked, and we're going to do that. But now that she's back on the track, and I hope your throat is okay right now.
My throat is good. I'm good, and I'm in the best of company. So I was trying to say that I don't believe in image consultants. As in, you don't have to have a certification for certain things in life. Your experiences always teach you a lot. And as you said, a homemaker is not trained to be a homemaker. Don't bother.
So ma'am,
so what I feel is that you have to work on your interiors. If you are a good person inside, and if you're full of positivity and right things and respect for others, most of all,
I think that's the prime thing.
Yeah, it is. It will shine through your face. Your exteriors would be taken care of. You don't have to bother to say, oh, how do you go to an image consultant who tells you, oh, you wear this, you do that makeup, this is how you style yourself. Nothing matters. What matters is your interiors. Let's work on that.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I do for the pageant. So when I'm there, I get to interact with so many girls.
So many people,
It feels so good. People come from various backgrounds and they're so full of energy and positivity. It's always an amazing experience. And I'm there for the communication skills, the question answer round, the stage presence. That's what is my part of the job.
Ma'am, I also heard from you briefly over the lunch that you really don't do much of many things for money. You just do it for the sake of helping people.
Yes, of course. I'm first of all, I want to make it clear that I don't get associated with any of the pageants for money, because I'm very clear. I don't want to make it a money business, and I'm not there for business. Already, if somebody is making me
tell
jewelry,
me who all are listening here.
I'm not selling anything here. I don't sell, so nobody has to be insecure of me.
Perfect. Sounds good to me.
And I don't sell, you know why? Because I have my value system in place. I don't want to mislead and misguide people. If I'm standing there as a face of something, I would rather be honest so that, girls and contestants who come, they believe in me.
Yes,
they
ma'am.
love me.
True, true.
I have to be fair.
Absolutely.
So it's like not everything is for money. Certain things are for your
So,
love
sure.
of work, passion.
And as we
being
call
there.
woman for woman, equal for
Yes.
equal, sisterhood, and I think certain things that you can always give back to the society.
Totally.
Absolutely. Ma'am, your husband is an IS officer and his name is Mr. Pankaj Pandey. Apologies for announcing it on the social media platform and I know you're very particular about it. During pandemic, I must share this with you that my COVID task forces, they have lived sworn by his orders, right? And but I've never seen you in the last 2 years that I've known you. I've never seen you flaunting his position around. What a beautiful way of building yourself independently, your identity independently, making a stand for yourself, because I know you as a fashionista. I knew her as Lofty Spectrums. I've seen her with her brother. In fact, it is, I think, after 2 years for a movie review is when I actually saw Sir in person. But we've lived by his orders. Believe you me, this entire pandemic, the kind of, Jai Hind to you, sir. Thank you so much for the efforts and the work that you've done. But so my question to you is that, how was pandemic year 2020 for you? Please go ahead.
So pandemic, of course, has been a very trying era for the whole of humanity, right?
Absolutely.
And all the more, of course, for all the officials who especially and the healthcare workers, everybody who was working in this field, it definitely was in the trying times. So much of stress, so much of pressure, and so much of work, especially for Mr. Pandey. So
Yes.
he was just not there at all. I mean, there were days we didn't see his face, but I never went out talking about it. I in fact remember one of the days my daughter came to me and she was like, "Mom, everybody's parents are home. Like, in fact, right now everybody's holidaying."
There's a lockdown.
Yeah, the fathers are playing board games with their kids, and where is my dad? So I had to literally convince her and tell her that, "Dekho beti, he is busy saving people. He has to work hard, and we have to cooperate and we have to support him because we are his support system." And and then the first thing that she came up with was like, "Oh my God, is he Shah Rukh Khan?" And that's what I, in fact, had written a column for Times of India on the same topic where they just picked up this line, "My dad is Shah Rukh Khan,
yes.
and he's saving lives." So yeah, it was very trying time for all of us. But I had lovely moments with my family, with my kids, and both of my kids.
Yeah.
It was so good. I spent a lot because I had to make up for his absence as well. So I was all the time there, playing with them, doing things what they love doing. We did a lot of cooking and we have ended up putting on so much weight, all happiness weight.
Wonderful, ma'am. So thank you very much, because I know these were very trying times. We were all under lockdowns. If people like Mr. Pankaj Pandey and the police officials, the government officials hadn't been around, I think it would have been very, very difficult for us to manage across the city of Bangalore.
Yeah.
So kudos to you, because it takes a lot of a family, a homemaker to be there, looking after the entire thing. So thank you very much for being the woman that you are. So I see you and your brother, sharing a very, very lovely relation. Yeah, I hope Ashish is watching this. And it is so nice to have your own sibling, around in the same city. Please tell us about this beautiful, cute, sweet relation, because I'm sure a lot of us who have younger brothers, I also have a younger brother, we'd like to hear your naughty sibling stories.
I know, you better not hear it. We've done so much of tamasha when we were kids. Oh my God, such tough times. We were going to our mom, the way we used to fight and run after.
Yeah.
In fact, I would want to tell you that I have two brothers. Ashish Lucky is here in Bangalore, and Hardy is in Canada. I hope, Hardy, you watch this. This goes out for you. Love you, my darling. So he's in Canada and he's really far off. So I know
And you're the older one?
I'm the eldest one.
Oh.
And the kind of camaraderie and the kind of friendship we've shared, as sibling, we all are friends. And, those guys were always very naughty. they particularly wanted to make my life hell. I don't know why. So, and I never felt like I was the elder because I felt like I'm the youngest because everybody was just what do you say, bullying me, But yeah, we had some wonderful things. Like I remember, I don't know if I should reveal these things here, but yeah, I remember catching I remember getting hold of something about Hardy, and I was like, I'm gonna blackmail him. And then I was like, okay, you have to finish my project, and he had to do it. He finished my project, although he was junior than me 1 year, and then he finished everything else, whatever I told him. He was like, मेरे orders ऐसे टकाटक कर रहा था. Well, we had such amazing times.
Because generally ऐसा होता है ना, थोड़ा थोड़ा, हाँ, but लड़के थोड़े बदमाश होते हैं.
And lucky के साथ मेरा naughty we've really been
because we've always seen you together.
Yeah.
I mean, the kind of, as you said, camaraderie, the kind of relationship you guys share, you look inseparable.
Touch wood.
No, God bless both of you, and you work together. You celebrate each other. He looks up to you, and I would actually say, as an older sister, you look up to him.
Yeah.
Your lofty spectrum is working together. In fact, you went to again, I don't know how to pronounce Cannes. You went to Cannes together. So he's always with you, and such a beautiful support system it is.
Yes, it is so amazing to have your brother in the same city or your sibling in the same town and more than that, it is always with me and Lucky, it is very different. We've always shared a common set of friends. We were partying out together. So like there was hardly any gap. In fact, when I got married, I was still in school, and then he joined college, and by chance he was in Manipal, and I remember that I went to meet him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was already married, so I went along with Mr. Pandey. So he was there, and we entered the campus, and he was such a rock star in the campus, which I realized later on. So I began walking along with him in the campus, and you see, it took us 6 hours to get to his hostel, because every now and then there were some people who were just coming to him and saying hi, and they were talking, and they all was all praises. That's when I called up my mom, and I was like, Mom, your son is a star.
Yeah.
So,
and must be feeling, so nice about
it was so nice, but I wanted to
son.
kill him, because I remember I was pregnant. I was pregnant, and I was hungry and thirsty, and I'm like, okay, let's not go to your hostel room. And I wanted to kill him. I was like, let's go to the canteen. I want to drink something. Yeah, we're going. What do I do? Everybody, somebody go, please leave them. Ignore everyone. Take me there. And that day I was like, I'll kill you.
Oh, that is so cute. That was a naughty story. So, ma'am, your advice to women entrepreneurs, what does it take to be one?
Well, all of us know that it's always hard work, but believe me, there's a lot of consistency and mental strength that is required to be doing what you're doing. Every journey is not just success. When we talk about things, we usually talk about the success stories.
Yeah.
We all have faced our share of failures,
Yes.
and we go through times which are not so good, rough times, and there are people who are against you. Everything happens, but consistency and एक word होता है हिंदी में, my father says it, दृढ़ निश्चय, firm determination. तो वो सब बहुत मैटर करता है. You have to be strong in your head to be doing anything. And बाकी, I think if you pursue
your passion,
everything naturally falls in place.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ma'am, you're also an esteemed council member for Women's Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Karnataka Defence Personal Council, and I'm deeply honored that you're an esteemed council member of our council. And I know that you also relate to it.
I'm very grateful to Major Saab.
Arey, ma'am.
I'm really grateful to you for making me a part of this esteemed council as a member, for giving me this sort of a role and responsibility. I can understand what it is to be there.
Just
I'm
as much
so
as
thankful to you.
Ma'am, thank you. And I know maybe because you relate to it, because your father was a bureaucrat, your husband is a government official, you have lived and you've been born and brought up in that environment. So you understand what is discipline,
Yes.
you understand what are orders, you understand what is a uniform, when we say
Yes.
uniform, being a government official, so you know what it means. So please tell me, how would you want to support Wicci KDPC going forward? What would you want to do with us? We have certain things that we're going to be discussing. Of course, we don't want to reveal, but what
I would definitely, first of all, I'm honored to be a part of this esteemed
Thank
council,
you.
and I have to live up to it. If I'm a part of it, I definitely have thought it out in my head that yes, I'm only going to enter somewhere when I
Yeah.
can be meaningful, which
True.
makes sense, and I'm thoroughly committed to something. If I'm committed and I have to do my work responsibly, I look forward to doing a lot of good work together, Major Saab.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank
We
you so
must
much. I think
definitely work on women empowerment. We
yes.
must do a lot of things for girl child and health
So, ma'am, today as we
and
speak here,
safety. You
yeah.
being here, safety of women is so
In
important.
fact,
And
just to share with you, 3rd of March was the hearing in the Supreme Court by Justice Chandrachud for all the women officers that we as Wiki KDPC took a stand
okay,
and voiced out that why these serving lady officers were not granted the permanent commission. And so we as Wiki KDPC voiced it out there. So, ma'am, thank you for all the support that you've all been giving, because I think that matters a lot.
till now, I think my contribution has not been much because I just recently joined, and but I definitely look forward to doing a lot and literally being there supporting you physically as well as mentally.
Thank you. I think this much is more than enough to kind of encourage women out there, because it really takes someone courage to get out of your comfort zone. We are all busy in our own spheres,
Yeah.
but अगर कुछ कर सकते हैं अपनी सोसाइटी के लिए, औरतों के लिए, थोड़ा सा अपना समय निकाल के इस सेल्फलेस काम के लिए, हमारे जवानों की बीवियों के लिए, हमारे जवानों के लिए, हमारे चाहे वो पुलिस ऑफिसर्स हो या
बिल्कुल
गवर्नमेंट ऑफिसर्स हो, जब वो बाहर जाते हैं, ड्यूटी पे जाते हैं, सेपरेटेड क्वार्टर्स में उनकी बीवियां रहते हैं, बच्चे रहते हैं, तो अगर ये थोड़ा सा काम आप टाइम निकाल के उनके लिए कुछ कर सकते हैं, I think that's all that it takes. So thank you very much, ma'am. But my last question to this beautiful lady is going to be your beauty tips for the flawless skin that she has,
No.
and your success mantra and your fashion statement.
That is a
So there are
lot.
3 questions, my ma'am.
So beauty mantra, I mean, thank you. I mean, I think, as I said, beauty lies in the eyes of beholder. She finds me beautiful.
I
You
do,
might
I
not
do,
like
I
me.
do.
So yeah, I mean, as I always emphasize, my mother was always talking about natural beauty. I don't know. I mean, she was so much into nature. So I believe as close as you are to nature and also to your natural self, like when a child is born, he's so pure. Try to keep the child alive within yourself,
All right.
and your skin glows, you
Yeah.
feel good, you're happy, and of course work outside also. I mean, you definitely need to do certain things, use your stuff that you like, and
And ma'am, your fashion statement, your success mantra as well.
success mantra. Am I successful?
Yes, yes, you are. That's why, so many of us really like you, really look up to people like you.
So true.
Doing so well.
When I look around and I see how many people around me, touch wood, they're so kind to me, they love me. I totally feel very loved and very successful, and especially women, because it's very difficult for women to love women, and I know a lot of women who love me. So yeah, but success mantra, I think just be true to yourself. Be true to yourself. Be positive. Don't talk about positivity just because you have to talk somewhere. Just seep it in, let yourself be drenched in the rain of positivity and beauty, and everything will happen. Universe will definitely come together to make it work for you. Believe, have faith, believe in righteousness, and believe in yourself, of course, because naturally, if you love yourself, everything will definitely go well. And learn also, I think, learn to be little compassionate to yourself again.
True. I think most of us forget ourselves. शायद हम दिखाने में ही रह जाते हैं, शायद हम अंदर नहीं देखते कि you need to comfort yourself as well.
And you should
be nice to yourself.
Be nice to yourself. Except, why do you have to feel that you have to be flawless? I mean, we all have our own flaws. Let's just be ourselves.
We are humans.
Admit our flaws. I'm fine with my own set of flaws, and I'm living with it. And
True.
I still feel that we all need to have that courage to be ourselves. That's something which takes a lot though.
Your fashion statement.
Yay, my fashion state. Ease is the key. If you're convenient and comfortable in something, then go ahead with that, and I'm sure you'll rock the look. And feel it. It comes from head. Everything is here.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for a beautiful conversation. I think it was a very heartwarming conversation.
I had
really
such a
loved it.
wonderful time talking to Major Saab.
as
Thank
I
you so
always,
much.
This is, ladies and gentlemen, this was the last episode of the season 1. Next week, I will start off with the series of 3 series of the season 2 with the man who made me.
Wow.
So you're going to be sharing, you're going to be hearing his story, and believe you me, they're very, very blunt. So I'm a little worried and I'm a little scared as
No,
well.
it's okay. That'll be a real and original.
And since it's a month of women, I also felt that it's so important to bring out those people who actually make women, our fathers, our husbands,
yeah.
Those men who stand behind us, along with us, support us, whether it's your boss, it's your friend, it's your brother. So I'm going to start my season 2 with my father. And this is Go With The Flow with
Cheers.
Major Aditi. Cheers. And ma'am, I have a little bit of something to give to you. And thank you to Odette, Miss Mamta Roy. And here it is, ma'am. A token of love, gesture, gratitude. I know we all can't stand, but this is it, ma'am. And this is that cape that I liked.
Thank you, Major.
For Women's Day celebration, and I always give this as a souvenir. So this is the Go With The Flow, ma'am. Please, from my side, Go With The Flow with Major
Such a
Aditi.
beautiful
And
cup.
yes, this is
Jai
always
Hind.
Jai Hind, ma'am. Thank you so much. And we have a little cake for our
Yay.
celebration, ladies and gentlemen.
We are celebrating Women's
And
Day
I don't
today.
know if there is a knife out here or not.
Yes,
but we're gonna
everything.
be,
I think the
we're
whole
gonna be cutting this. So here it is. Wish you all, wish you all a very, very, very happy International Women's Day.
Happy
Kudos to
International
all
Women's
women
Day.
out there. And thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am, for being here. Jai Hind to you. Tagda
Jai
raho,
Hind.
khush raho. And namaskar.
Namaskar.